So, so basically, truncate. What is delete first of all?
Delete,
If we
delete
delete,
is
delete the records only, not the entire table.
and delete is a DML statement.
So, Jayanta, let Suresh answer this question. Thank you. Thanks for your answer. And so, Suresh, can you repeat once again? So, delete
Yeah,
is to delete.
delete is an if we proceed to delete it, it will delete all the records in the table, not the table that I mean table columns.
Table structure,
Yeah,
right?
table structure. Right.
And with delete, we can use we can delete specific records within where condition.
Yes.
And delete is a DML command. For that, we have to pass a explicit commit to make that DML transaction permanently in the database. Okay, this is about delete. What truncate is going to do? It will delete entire data set, and truncate is a DDL command. So now, what's the difference between these two? Delete can have a where condition, but truncate we cannot use any where condition. So delete is a DML, we have to pass a commit. Truncate is a DDL, we don't need to pass a commit. And drop is to
delete
drop the
entire
entire
table
object.
with the data structure. I mean table structure.
Data, yes, data structure, everything will be get dropped. So what's the difference between truncate and drop? In truncate, structure remains be there, data will be get truncated. But in drop, structure also will be get dropped from the database. Both truncate and delete drop are DDL commands only. So this is the difference between these three.
Okay, thank you.
Fine. So today, I think we have completed till synonyms, right? So today, conditional selections and operators. Okay. So in the conditional selections, where we have two clauses. One is where clause, the other one is order by clause. So where clause is to specify the conditions. So when we wanted to select specific data from database, we have to use a where condition. When we have to delete specific data from a table, we have to use a where condition. When we have to specific when we have to update a specific data, then we have to use where condition. So whenever we wanted to perform any operation, with specific data, then we have to use a where condition. Okay. So when we wanted to retrieve or select a specific data or rows, specific record from a table based on certain condition, then we are going to use where class. So this where class, so in the previous class also we have seen when I was updating. So I've used where condition so that whatever the records which are satisfying that where condition only will be get updated. And when we are deleting also, when I'm going to give this where condition, it's going to delete only that specific records. We have operators. So there are a few operators that we have: arithmetic, comparison, and logical operators. Okay. Now arithmetic operators are usually that we know plus, minus, into, and divided by. So usually in real time we won't be using plus, minus, and all. But if at all we wanted to use also, it is a traditional additions and subtractions that we don't need to worry about it. So then comparison operators. Comparison operators are, so all these comparison operators that we are going to use it in a where condition. Okay, all these comparison operators that we are going to use it in a where condition. So when we wanted to use this equal to in a where condition, this equal to is going to give the value which condition satisfies. That means the records with the records from a table which are satisfying this value. Okay. So usually in where conditions we are going to use equal to when we wanted to fetch rate, when we wanted to fetch only specific data. So this is the records that I wanted. So then we are going to use equal to operator. Equal to operator is giving only the matching data for an hard-coded values. So let's say I'm going to get select star from EMP. I have few records. Now when I put select star from EMP, where employee ID equal to 1, then we are going to get only the specific records because this equal to operator is going to give only the matching data. So which all the records are matching with this condition. Okay, equal to operator is going to give only the matching condition. And when we have to apply not equal to, this is the operator that we have to use. Okay, so this is not equal to. So not equal to 1, except 1, all other records will be displayed. And for not equal to, then we can use then 1. So the records which are having where employee ID is greater than 1, only those records will be get displayed. Less than 1. We don't have any data for less than 1. When I say less than 2, I have one record where the value is less than 2. Okay. Less than or equal to. So records with less than or equal to. Similarly, we do have greater than or equal to. So all these operators equal to, not equal to, greater than, less than or equal to, greater than or equal to, all these operators are conditional operators. Okay, so as per the conditions, whenever according to the scenario, we will have to use these conditions. Okay, so when we go to real time, okay, we will be getting a certain requirement set where, so I wanted to get all the data where salaries are less than 500. Okay, so project dates are greater than 2024. Okay, so the realistic examples are with the date columns. So usually in real time, so these kind of conditional operators that we will be using for date operators, date columns. So till I did not explain any date column. Yeah, I'll explain in some time. But yeah, so I wanted to fetch all the data from 2023. Okay, you see if somebody says that, can you write a query to display the data where the start date is greater than 2023. Then what you should write? Select star from table where the start date is greater than 010/2023. So that means from that date, we wanted to get all the data. Or if you are going to use greater than 010/2023, we are going to miss 01 records, January 1st records. If at all any records are satisfying 01. So that means what we should do, we have to give greater than or equal to. We have to use this operator, greater than or equal to operator, so that it is going to give from January 1st. But sometimes where if at all somebody says that I wanted to get only the data which is less than 2020, which is less than 2020. So then what we should do? Select star from table A. Start date less than 010/2020. So that means 010/2020 meaning until 2019 December 31st we'll be getting the data. Okay, so these are some real time examples where we are going to use these conditional operators. Okay. have any questions here? Anyone having any questions here? And not equal to, we can also write like this. So there are two ways of writing not equal to. This is one way of writing not equal to. This is one more way of writing not equal to. Either this way we can write or this way we can write. Where employed in not equal to 2 meaning except 2, all other records will be get displayed. Here not equal to 1 meaning except 1, all other records will be displayed. Any questions here?
No.
Tell me. Others?
No, Bhaskar. Clear.
Yeah, Bhaskar. No problem.
So next are logical operators. Okay. So the logical, what are the logical operators that we have? And, or, and not. These are the three logical operators. So these logical operators are very, very important concept. Okay, because whenever you write any SQL in real time, like each and every SQL, I would say 90% of the SQLs would be using these particular logical operators. Like how are the combinations of these logical operators are going to work is what we have to thoroughly understand.
Bhaskar,
Okay.
what about that between, not between, in, not
Oh,
in?
sorry.
And
I'm sorry. I'm very sorry. I have explained this part only, right? Yeah.
yes,
Between
yes.
arguments. So for between, I need a few more records in the table. Yeah. Thank you, Divi, for
Okay, no problem.
very. And connecting back to SLP 18. Okay. Connected to SLK 18. And I have a table. Okay. So let me rename. Select star. Right. Okay. Now let me add one column here. Okay, I have added a column here. And let me see whether this column is added or not. Yes. So I think everybody know how do we add a column into the table. This is the syntax. When you go for real time also, it will be the same syntax. Okay. Now let me update table name set. So I have these two records. Let me first commit. Let me insert few records. Insert into area. Values. This is one record and employee ID 4. Okay, I have 4 records. Let me commit now. I'll start from EMP. So I have this many. So this many records are there in this table. Okay. Now I wanted to use these operators. Okay. Between, not between, in, not in, null, not null, like all these operators that I'm going to explain now. Okay. So between operator. Okay. So when I wanted to fetch the salary range, and I wanted to fetch salary range between 20,000 to 30,000. I just wanted only the salaries of the employees who are with 20,000 to 30,000. I don't want all other records. So whenever we get a requirement to display the records or to fetch the records with specific range, then we will have to use between. Select where salary between 20,000 to 30,000. Okay, so where I'm using this AND operator here. So salary between 20,000 and 30,000. So when we are going to use between, so including these values also we will be getting, including 20,000 and 30,000, and whatever the records in between this 20,000 and 30,000 will be get displayed. So, okay, so the between operator is going to be used to display the values between a range. Okay, so in real-time examples, as I mentioned, so when we wanted to fetch the data of a product which has launched between 2020 to 2024. This is one of the real-time example. Okay, so I just wanted to get the list of products where which are introduced between 2020 and 2024 in this 4 years time frame. Because in our product table, where we have all the list of products which are introduced by the organization. Now, I don't want to display all the products. I just wanted to display the products from 2020 to 2024. That time, what we should do? Select start from product table where introduce date between 010 on 2020 and 0101, sorry, 31/12 2024, right? So we are going to get that range of data. That means that 4 years data, 2020 to 2024, that 5 years data that we are going to get it. Okay, whenever we wanted to fetch the data between a range, then we are going to use between operator. Next is not between. Okay, so not between is basically opposite to between. In between, we are going. The result is going to be considered the range values, whatever the range values that we are going to define here, including those range values, they are going to be displayed. But here, in not between, excluding these values will be displayed. 20,000 to 20,000 and 30,000, and in between whatever the values which are there, all those values will be get excluded, and all the remaining data will be get displayed. So not between if you use apart from 20,000, or the range between 20,000 and 30,000 will be excluded, and the remaining data will be get displayed. Is the difference between and not between. So, not between operators. Between operator will be used to display the range, and the range values also will be considered while displaying the data. But when it comes to not between, the values between the range and the value specified in the range will be excluded. And apart from this range, and whatever the data is there, that data will be get displayed. Any question between and not between?
Clear, boss.
It is clear, Bhaskar.
Okay, so next is in and not in. So where, let's say, and we have in and not in operators. Okay, so in operator is going to, before I explain about in, so when we are going to use equal to operator, okay, when we are going to use equal to operator, what is going to happen?
Result set is displayed which is equal to particular parameter.
Yes, so result set will be displayed which is equal or which is exactly matching to the value. Let's say with equal to operator, we can give only one value. With equal to operator, we cannot give multiple values. I wanted to, because I have an addresses or a hell lot of addresses that I have, but I wanted to display only for Bangalore and Chennai. I don't want any other values. Okay, so in that case, what we should do? If you're going to use equal to operator, so which is going to throw an error, SQL command not properly ended, right? Because with an equal to operator, we can display only, we can use only one hard-coded value for a condition. Okay, so if at all we wanted to use multiple values, where we have two options here. Option one is equal to any, we have to use equal to any, we have to use. If we use equal to any, so the records which are satisfying any one of this value in the entire table set, where employee address or any one of this table, any one of these values is present, all those records will be get displayed. Okay, so currently I can see all my records are having Bangalore, Chennai only. So that is the reason it is displaying all the data. Let me have one more record with another address.
So then, Bhaskar, it is the same as in operator also, right? Same, I think.
Exactly.
Okay.
Yeah, before I explain about in operator, I just wanted to show all the possible ways. Okay, now equal to any Bangalore. So select star from employee. If I put now, how many records that I have? 5 records I have. So in my equal to operator equal to any, I just wanted to fetch only the employees which are in who are all in Bangalore or Chennai locations. So now I'm getting only 4 records because these are the 4 records which are having perfect match equal to any. So one more way of doing the same operation is in operator. Instead of using equal to any, we can use in operator. Okay, so in operator or equal to any, the result will be same only. Okay, So because why I have explained this one is because there are certain situations where I have personally faced in interviews. Then, so without using in operator, how do you achieve the same result? I have personally faced this question. So that is the reason I am explaining. So without using in operator, we can achieve the same result by using equal to any. You can use this equal to any to achieve the same result. What this in operator is going to do? It is going to identify the records from the for the select statement which are satisfying any one of this value. So there is an another way. There is an another way also to give the same result. Can someone tell? Or can someone try? There is another way also to do the same. To get the same result. Okay. The another way is where employee address equal to Bangalore or operator we can use. The address equal to Chennai. This is also is going to give the same result.
Bhaskar, can we also use and here in Bangalore and
No.
Chennai?
No. See, when we are going to use AND operator here, see, AND operator is basically, I'll explain later, okay? So, AND operator is basically, it is going to satisfy the condition from both the places. That means where employee address equal to Bangalore and employee address equal to Chennai. So, there is no record with Bangalore and Chennai for the same record. So, for every record, AND operator is going to give the result if both the conditions are satisfied. Then only the result will be get displayed. For every record, this condition will be executed. See, first, how the backend execution process is going to be. So, for every record, I have this 5 records, right? I have these 5 records. For this record, what is the condition I have? Employee address equal to Bangalore. Condition does not satisfy. Since I have an R, it is going to look for this condition. At least this employee address is going to satisfy this condition or not. So, the result will be displayed if any one of the conditions satisfies. Either this condition or this condition. If any one of the conditions satisfies, the result will be displayed. When we use AND operator, it is going to look for the same value. Like it is going to look for both the conditions satisfied. For every record, if both the conditions satisfies, then only it is going to display the data. Okay, I'll explain later. Okay, after a few minutes I'll explain AND operator. Okay.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah. So we do have not in operator. Apart from Bangalore and Chennai, whatever the values which are there in the database, that records will be displayed. From Bangalore and Chennai, whatever the data which is there in the database in this table, that records will be displayed. This is the difference between in and not in. So in operator is going to use to fetch the data which are satisfying specific values in a column. When we wanted to fetch specific values in a column, then we are going to use in operator. And apart from the specific few values, and if at all we want to display all other values, then we are going to use not in operator. Yeah, these are all operators that in real time we are going to use. All operators will use in real time. Okay. And the next operator is null and not null. So null meaning if at all any column is having empty value. So if at all we have any empty value in a column, so that we will say that empty value that we will call it as null value. Okay. In real time that we will say it is a null value. Let's say, let me insert a record. insert into table name values. So let's say I'm going to insert only for employee ID and employee name. There are only two columns that I'm giving, employee ID and employee name. Okay. One row is created. But now when I put select star from table where I have the record where employee address and salaries are empty values, which does not have any value. That we will call it as null value. So what is the value that these columns are having? Null value. So when we wanted to display null value from a column, then we are going to write a select star from table where address is null. Okay. So when we wanted to see, is there any null values in a particular column? When we wanted to see any values are any columns are having null value or any value is null. Any record is having null value, then we are going to use this is null. Because in real time when we are going to use it, right? So there are certain situations where the table, there are certain mandatory fields will be having null values. Okay. So in that case, and they are the bad records. So whenever business says, whenever we get a requirement stating that, so there is some bad records in a table, you have to eliminate that bad records. So how do you identify the bad records? Immediate question. Yes, in this particular column, let's say there is a certain column which is having null value. So those are all the bad records. Okay. So I don't get all the bad records or get only the good records. Okay. Now in that case, what we should do? So we have to exclude that null values. When we have to exclude null values, we have to use is not null condition where employee address is not null.
Bhaskar, your voice is not coming, I think.
Yeah, Bhaskar, are you speaking?
Hello.
Bhaskar,
Yeah.
now you are audible.
Yeah, you are not.
Not audible now, Bhaskar.
What was the last word that you heard now?
Can hear you now. That's it.
For
So the
that,
last, before that, we didn't hear anything. So you explained up to not null, right? So you mentioned the query is not null. Then the perfect value, what all the values have in this table that we heard.
okay. So when we wanted to exclude any bad data from a table, then we are going to use is not null condition. Because these are the common conditions that we are going to get it in real time. Okay, so because it's not null, in real time, usually people says that, but whenever you have any null values, just exclude that data. So there are certain situations where
Bhaskar, your voice is gone. We lost your voice.
You able to hear me now?
Yeah.
Yes, Bhaskar.
Yes, boss.
Okay. So yeah, I'm sorry for that. So whenever we wanted to fetch only the null values in a certain column, then we are going to use column name is null. So when we wanted to fetch only the columns with not null values, so column name is not null that we have to use. Okay, so this is one of the very important concept in real time, because mostly whenever we are writing SQL statements, right? So almost 50 to 60% of the tables will be having bad data. So when we so that means every table, whenever we write any SQL, we might use any one of the column where is null or not is null column, is not null conditions.
Bhaskar, suppose if we have some duplicate values, okay, again, in employee ID 6, we have again Manoj and Pune with the same value. How can we ignore that values?
That I'll tell later. There is a group functions are there. Okay.
Okay.
How to use group functions. So when I'm going to explain about group functions, I'll explain this part, because we have to use group functions and partition by class that we have to do, where we are going to generate some kind of a rank 1, 2, and where rank equal to 1 condition that we have to keep, so that it is going to eliminate the duplicate data. Yeah, that is one of the very important interview question. Yes, that is there. That will cover up. Then I'm going to explain about group functions or analytical functions.
Okay, Bhaskar.
Okay, so where address is null, not is null is done. And what is next? Like operator. Okay, so each and every concept is very important, which I'm explaining now, because regularly we are going to use it in real time. Okay, the next is like operator. Okay, so this like operator. Okay, so I wanted to display with employee name. Like I wanted to display all the names which are starting with M. Okay, I wanted to display all the names which are starting with M. So the first letter will be M, and the rest of the characters can be any value. So but I wanted to fetch only this particular data, M percentage. We are going to use M percentage. So we are going to get the result where Manoj and Madhu. So because these are the two records which are starting with M. Okay, so in a real-time example, so what is going to happen? Let's say there is some product types. Okay, product types. Product types like so let's say we have a keyboards. Okay, Bluetooth keyboards will be there. Not white keyboard will be there. Okay, now so instead of putting two values, what we should do? So keyboard hyphen Bluetooth, keyboard hyphen wide. There are two values. Now what we should do? Keyboard percentile. Okay, it's going to display two records. Okay, so keyboard percentile. Instead of one letter, we can give multiple letters. Let's say I'm going to give MA. MA meaning first two letters should be MA and rest of the characters can be anything. We are going to get the same result. Okay, so now let's say I wanted to get all the employees which are their names ending with I. I don't want any other data. I just wanted to get all the employee names which are ending with I. That means percentile I. Percentile I meaning the last letter will be I and rest of the characters can be anything. I have two records which are employee names are ending with I. Okay.
So either we can use from the beginning, like starting letters after percentage or ending letters, right? Percentage ending.
Yes. And we do also use underscore A. Underscore A percentile. Now, first character can be anything. First character can be anything. And the second character should be A. Only second character should be A. And rest of the characters also can be anything. So in that case, we have to use underscore A percentile. So there are three records which are having second character as A. Let's say percentile A percentile. Starting letters can be anything, ending letters can be anything. In between, if it is A is there, like A should be either first character or last character, or in middle any character I wanted to display. We're going to use percentile A percentile. Okay. So each underscore is going to represent one character only. Percentile represent n number of characters. So this is the difference between underscore and percentile. Okay, got it? What's the difference between underscore and a percentile? Underscore is going to represent only one character. Let's say I wanted the third character should be A. Rest of the characters can be anything. So in that case, I should give two underscores. Underscore A. So first character can be anything. Second character also can be anything. Third character I wanted the third character should be A. And rest of the characters also can be anything. I have Bhaskar where third character is A. So not only single character, we can give multiple characters also there. We can give words also there. So that entire word is going to consider as a single string. Be it one word, be it one word, sorry, one letter or a one word. So whatever it is going to consider that as a string value, one string value. Each underscore is going to consider a single character. And each percentage is going to consider the number of characters. There is no limit for it. So it is going to consider any values. So these are the different possible ways of using percentile and possible ways of using like operator. Okay, according to our requirements, we will have to use this like operators. So which is going to satisfy, like whenever we get any requirement, we should immediately think of what are the different functions or different operators that we have to fulfill this particular requirement. Okay, so if it is a big requirement, we have to split up them. If it is a small requirement, so we have to see which conditional operators that I can use it to fetch these particular values. So any question till here? Can I move on to the logical operators?
Yes, Bhaskar, I'm clear.
Others?
Yeah, Bhaskar, it is okay.
Yeah,
Okay. No.
it's clear.
No.
The next is logical operators. So these logical operators are and or not. So not is basically that we have already seen, not equal to, not between, not in, not null. Okay, so this is about not. So and or operators. Okay, so these and or operators, these and or operators that we are going to use it in between multiple conditions. Whenever we wanted to use multiple conditions in a select statement, then we are going to use either and or operators. Okay, we cannot directly give all the conditions without using these and or operators. So we have to use and or operators in between multiple conditions. Okay, so when we are going to use and between the multiple conditions, so then the result will be coming up only if a record is going to satisfy all the conditions. Let me put it in a small Excel. The result will be at which scenario the result is going to come. I'll just show it. Okay, so for example for and. Okay, let's say I have condition 1 and here I have condition 2. Okay, if condition 1, yes, for every record condition 1 satisfies and condition 2 also satisfies, then the result also will be yes. You will be getting that record in the result. If condition 1 satisfies and condition 2 does not satisfy, the result will be no. We cannot get that record because it does not satisfy one of the condition where I'm using in between and operator. Let's say condition 1 does not satisfy, but condition 2 satisfies. Then also it will be no. Because condition 1 does not satisfy. So then condition 1 and condition 2 both not satisfied, then result also we won't get. So for every record, when we are going to use and our operator, it is going to look for these two conditions status. If this condition satisfies and this condition also satisfies, then only we are going to get the result. Otherwise, we won't get any result. So in the same OR operator, okay, if condition 1 satisfies, I'll just copy the same thing. If condition 1 satisfies, condition 2 also satisfies, then we will be getting the result. If condition 1 satisfies and condition 2 does not satisfy, still we are going to get the result because it is an OR operator. If any one condition satisfies, for every record, if any one condition satisfies, it is going to display the data. So in this case also, condition 1 does not satisfy, but condition 2 satisfied, we are going to get the data. If both the condition does not satisfy, then we won't get any data. Okay, so this is a simple way of understanding how and OR operators are going to work. Okay, I will show in practical here. So employee address equal to Bangalore or employee address equal to Chennai. We are going to get the result where only these two addresses, either Bangalore or Chennai. For every record when it is processing, so for every record it is going to check for if this condition satisfies, it won't look for the next condition. If this condition satisfies, it is going to look for the next condition. If this condition does not satisfy, then it will look for this condition. Even if this condition satisfies, that record will be get displayed. If not, that record won't be get displayed. In the same case, if I use AND operator.
Incoming call from Balu Najupit identified by Truecaller.
Okay, in the same, if you are going to use AND operator, we won't get any result because there is no record with employee address is Bangalore and employee address is Chennai. So when we are going to use AND operator, so instead of using like this, when I put employee ID equal to 1. Employee address should be Bangalore and employee ID should be 1. So if at all any record like this, then display that. If at all any records are satisfying this condition, display only that record. So now I have only one record where employee address, equal to Bangalore and employee ID is 1. Okay, AND operator, it is going to be used between two conditions, and if both the conditions satisfies, then only it is going to give the result. Okay, so this AND operator, right? So under OR operator, it can be used in all possible ways. Okay, combinations also we can use. Multiple conditions, not only 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 10 conditions. When we have also, we can use this under OR operators. Okay, but we should be very much careful about this using this under OR operators. Okay, let's say in the same example Excel, if at all I have one more condition, condition 3. So in this case, all 3 conditions are yes, then only the result will be yes. Okay. So if this condition, these 2 conditions are yes, still the condition 2 is no, then also it will be no only. Okay. If these 2 conditions are no and this is yes, still no. Even this is yes, these 2 conditions are yes, still the result will be no only, because if any, for every record when it is trying to look for the condition, if any condition does not satisfy, if any one condition does not satisfy also, we won't be getting the data in the result. So in this case, let's say I'm going to use OR operator here, or EMP Chennai. So what is going to happen? So in this case, so we should be very much careful. Okay, otherwise, it's going to give the wrong data. So what I'm telling here, employee ID, employee address should be Bangalore, and employee ID equal to 1, or employee address should be Chennai. Okay, so what is happening? If these 2 conditions, there is one more record. There is one more record with Bangalore. There are 4 records with Bangalore, right? So still we are getting 3 records only here. Why we are getting only 3 records? So for first, these 2 conditions are satisfying. Okay, where if employee address equal to Bangalore, immediately it is looking for employee ID equal to 1. Okay, if this condition does not satisfy, then only it will go here. Otherwise, it will stop here. So when it comes to this record, so first this condition satisfied, and it is look for the employee ID. Employee ID is 3 here. So that because of that, this record got discarded. It's not displayed. Okay, and for this other Chennai records, so employee address is Chennai. This condition does not satisfy, and so because of that, it will directly went to this OR condition. Okay, the same condition if I use brackets. So what is going to happen here? If I put them in bracket, employee address equal to Bangalore. So this is the first condition, and for every record, this should satisfy, and equal to employee address equal to 1 or employee address equal to Chennai. So if address value is Bangalore, then obviously there will not be any Chennai record. So that's why it is displayed only one record. Okay, so whenever we wanted to use the combinations, we should be very much careful. So we have to logically think. So we have to logically think how exactly that we are going to use this. We might need to use the brackets to display the data. So sometimes we might need to split up the SQLs. So with one SQL, if you're not going to get the proper data, we will have to split up that. So how do we split up? That I'm going to explain when I'm going to explain about operators. Set operators. So set operators, there is one more concept. So in set operators, we can split up the queries and we can execute. Okay, so this is about AND OR operators. Any question? Any question to anyone? See, for now, don't worry about this multiple conditions like under operator, multiple combinations in a single SQL. Don't worry about this. Just try to understand what is and what is OR operators. Okay. When you have to use the combinations, you have to thoroughly think of it. Okay, so that means it will take little time for you guys. So don't worry about this. If at all you try to understand, it is okay. If not, just ignore these two and try to see with two conditions how this undone OR operators are going to work.
Bhaskar, can you ping you one query? Can you execute that? Or else can you check and let me know whether it will work or not? I don't have an option to place the query in this chat.
Why? We have a chat option, no?
It's not.
Wait. Now ping it. Now I think you'll be able to. Or tell me.
I'm just pinging Bhaskar. Yeah, I pinged this query.
This will work. Where employee ID in 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and employee address. So first
Condition will match, right?
So for this employee ID, first it is going to fetch all these records, and for every record, so whether 1 is satisfied, 2 is satisfied, or 3 is, it is kind of in multiple OR conditions here. Okay, if employee ID is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, if any one value is there for every record and employee address is Bangalore, this will display the data.
Only Bangalore address will display for this.
Only Bangalore address where this employee IDs are these numbers. This is going to display that because employee ID, this under operator, since we have it under operator here, employee address will be Bangalore. Like for all the records with employee address will be Bangalore. But for employee IDs, it will look if the employee IDs are satisfying any one of these, it is going to display. Let's say there is no 3 here. Employee ID should be 1, 2, 4, 5. And employee address Bangalore will be getting only one record. Because I have one record with employee address is Bangalore, but it does not have employee ID in this particular value list. Okay. Understood? Any questions? Anyone?